Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Kivero Music. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. And today I'm going to be showing you guys the gear I use for music production. So let's get right into it. Alright, so first and foremost, before we actually get into the video, I just want to make a quick reminder and tell you guys that, if you're a beginning artist or beginning music producer, my recommendation is don't buy the top of the line gear. I'm not saying my gear is top of the line, but don't buy expensive gear when you're starting off. And once you feel like you're ready to upgrade and take it to the next level, go ahead. But as of right now, if you're barely starting, you don't have to buy the most expensive gear, the most expensive monitors, the most expensive subwoofers. You really just need I want to say probably $200 speakers or something, because when I started, I was starting off with like a Bluetooth speaker. Then I kind of upgraded over to a Logitech $100 speakers. And then once I got those, I kind of felt like I was ready for the next level, and I was ready to take my music to the next step. And so that's when I decided to go with my current monitors. So let's get right back to the video. Peace. Alright, so the first piece of gear you're gonna need is, of course, either a PC, laptop, or a Mac to be able to produce music. Or you could also use GarageBand on your iPhone. But if you're if you're being serious into downloading DAWs, Ableton, FL Studio, Logic Pro, I went with a laptop. I went with the MSI GL63. I did start off with a small blue HP laptop, and then I upgraded to it was like a Realtree times HP collaboration, and then I upgraded over to the MSI. I went with an MSI because of the performance. It had 8 gigs of RAM. It had more storage. It had accessibility to an SSD that you can install if you want to expand your storage. And also, just keep in mind, if you do go with a gaming laptop, you are going to have to be charging your laptop, because the performance does drain the battery quicker. And so if you guys want any recommendation for any laptops, I recommend the MSI GL63 or 8RC, or you could maybe go with an Alienware laptop, or it really just depends, up to you. A Razer's a really good laptop as well, but I went with the MSI because it was a good bang for your buck. The performance is amazing. It hardly wears out the CPU when you're producing music, and it's a really great laptop overall. I really recommend it. And you could also go with a Mac, but I decided to go with Windows because I do think that Windows has more accessibility to things, files and all that. You have more options out there when it comes to Windows, where Mac is sometimes limited. Like, for example, FL Studio hadn't came out for Mac for a while, and I believe it's already on there. But so I recommend Windows over Mac when you're producing music, because also with your a gaming laptop or something, you really have the option to modify the internals if you want to upgrade storage, RAM, and all that stuff. So my recommendation is go with a Windows gaming computer or something for music production, because it also helps me with music editing, video editing, and all kinds of other stuff. So my recommendation is go with a Windows computer, a laptop. I could have gone with a whole PC build, but again, a laptop to me is much preferred, because you are able to take the laptop anywhere compared to a PC. And a PC does take up more room, and you do have to have a separate monitor for that. So my recommendation is go with a laptop with good performance and all that good stuff. So let's get on to the next gear. Alright, so next up, for the next piece of gear in the music studio that I have, it's going to be the Gen 4 8-inch Rocket KRKs. So the reason why I went with the KRKs is because I went to Guitar Center, and I was kind of testing out most of the because they have the monitor set up so you could listen to them. And I went with the KRKs because of the clarity and the amount of the mids and the low ends. And it's also cool because with the KRKs, it does come in with a built-in equalizer. You could also set up the decibel and how loud you want them. And I really feel like the KRKs have a lot of accessibility, especially when it comes to music production. You're able to adjust the EQ on the speakers, and it's a great bang for your buck. I think they go for like 500 something for the pair. And I really recommend the KRKs. They sound really good. I haven't had any major issues. I've even put them on blast. There's no sign of like a damaged subwoofer or anything like that. So I really recommend the KRKs if you're really gonna step up your music production game. And yeah, it's the best bang for your buck. It's a really good they're really good monitors, and I can't stress enough on how much I recommend these. These monitors have made wonders. I started off, it's funny because I started off with like a Bluetooth speaker. And then I upgraded over to, I think, some Logitech, like I said earlier, Logitech $100 speakers from Best Buy. And then, once I started getting into the mixing game, I was like, okay, it's time to upgrade to some monitors. So that's when I went to Guitar Center, chose out the KRKs. And ever since, I've never been more happy with the KRKs. They are really good, solid monitors. And yeah, I recommend the KRKs. They're a really good bang for your buck. Let's go on to the next piece of gear. All right, so the next piece of gear is going to be the Focusrite Scarlett Solo. This is an audio interface that you need to hook up your speaker monitors. And I went with the Solo because, I'm not going to really be doing any vocal recordings or hooking up instruments. Usually when I record vocals, I'll go to my local studio. But I really like the Focusrite Solo. Because it's not too big. It doesn't take up a lot of space on your desk, and it's a really simple audio interface. It's easy to understand, and it's not complex to use either, and it does include like a lot of features. Direct monitors. You do have an XLR port, 1/4 inch from the back for your monitors. And this is a really high quality audio interface. I can't recommend this enough. I never had any really major issues with this one either, or hardly any issues at all. So I recommend the Focusrite Scarlett Solo. But if you are going to be recording vocals, I do recommend upgrading to one that has a little bit more features into them, more XLR ports and everything. So that's my recommendation for a bedroom producer. Focusrite Solo is perfect. You do have an XLR input, if you want to record your vocals. You could hook up an instrument if you'd like. You can adjust the volumes on the they have like 2 knobs where you could adjust the volumes of the vocals or the instrument. So the Focusrite Solo is a perfect one for a bedroom producer. And I can't stress it enough, and it's not too expensive either. And it does compete up there with the more expensive audio interfaces. And I can't stress enough on how much I recommend this audio interface. So let's go to the next gear. All right, guys. So for the final piece of gear that I truly recommend is getting a subwoofer. You could go with like a branded KRK, a Yamaha if they make subwoofers. But I went with like a home theater subwoofer. So this is it right here. I think the brand on this is like a Klipsch or something like that. I'm not too sure. It's funny because my dad ended up getting me this from a thrift store. We got it for like 90 bucks. It's a 10-inch subwoofer and it sounds really good. And the reason why I personally went with a subwoofer is because I want to be able to hear like the low end, because monitors are limited to the amount of low end they produce. They're not too big. So going with a subwoofer, you're gonna be able to tell if there's some kind of muddiness in the mix or something. And I can't stress enough to get a subwoofer. You could get any kind of subwoofer, just to kind of be able to hear how loud or how much low end is being thrown into a track. So I recommend getting a subwoofer. Could be 10, 12 inch, doesn't matter. I went with a home theater one, and it works really fine with me. I could have gone with a KRK, but I kind of wanted to save myself a couple bucks, so I went with a home theater one. And it works really good. It really helps me out to kind of understand how much low end I want on a song. It helps me out with the mix, on the low end. Just make sure, not there's no like muddiness in the mix. So yeah, you know, I can't recommend anything else. You know, a lot of people do go with no subs. You know, I understand, because sometimes, you know, a sub is loud, but you know, I recommend it again. Like I said, you know, you want to be able to hear the full, you know, low end of a song, just to kind of make sure it's not overpowering other elements in the track, or not to sound muddy as well. So yeah, guys. All right, so that's gonna be the end of the video. I am gonna be listing where you could get the gear that I have in the description. Not too sure about the subwoofer, because I don't really know the model name, but I will be linking like different kinds of subwoofers, like KRKs or Yamahas and all that. And also for headphones, I did have some Audio Technicas. Audio Technicas are really good as well for producing music when you're on the go. And yeah, guys, so that's basically it. That's all I really have for my home studio. Hope to see you guys in the next video, and I'll catch you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love the support you guys been showing on the videos. And yeah, peace out.